To understand what groups and what categories are in Tally, assume that you are going to create the following stock items in Tally. So there are some laptops, there are some printers, and there are some ink cartridges. So each product has its own features. For example, there are laptops with i5 processor or i7 processor. There are printers which are of type cartridge type or of ink tank type, and there are cartridges which are of black and white color or of color type. So considering the following information, can we conclude that the line of product that the business deals with consists of laptops, desktops, printers, and ink cartridges? So based on that information, can we group all laptops under a group called laptops? For example, can we add products like Lenovo IdeaPad and Dell Inspiron to the group laptops? And can we add products like Canon Pixma printer and HP DeskJet printer to a group called printers? Yes. So we need to create groups as follows. So in Tally we need to define groups based upon the line of products, and further you can define its subgroup based upon its brand, and after that you can create products under these groups and subgroups. Once we define the products under groups and subgroups, we can obtain results like how many laptops are available, and Tally will display the results as the total number of laptops available irrespective of the brand name. And further you can use the subgroup to obtain brand specific results. For example, if you would like to know how many laptops from HP brand are available, for such queries Tally would look for the subgroups and provide you with the relevant results. So depending upon the type of the business and the line of products that the business offers, you can create groups based upon it. So for example, an electronic store may deal with washing machines, air conditioners, televisions, mobile phones, etc. So you can create groups based upon the line of products. So now let's find out how can we define these groups in Tally, and along with these groups we will also define the subgroups. So let's see how do we create groups and subgroups in Tally. We will define the following groups and subgroups. So the main groups being laptops, desktops, printers, and ink cartridges, and the brand names would remain the respective subgroups for each main group. Now open Tally. At the gateway of Tally, select the option Inventory Info and press enter. Then select Stock Groups and press enter, and select Create under single stock group. For the name field, type the name of the group which you want to create. So let me create the group as laptops and press enter. In the alias field you can provide an alternate name for this group. It is an optional field, therefore you can leave it blank. Now press enter. In the field under, you can specify a group by which the group laptop would become subgroup of that group. Since I don't want laptop to be subgroup of any group and I want it to be the primary group, I will keep this option as primary over here and press enter. In the field should quantities of items be added, if I set this option to yes, then stock items which are created under this group or which are created under the subgroup of this group will maintain total stock count. So for example, if I have 5 laptops from HP brand which is a subgroup of the group laptop, and I have 5 laptops from the brand Dell which is also a subgroup of the group laptops, then the report for the group laptops would show a count of 10 laptops available. So I will keep this option to yes. I want the count of total laptops available in my store. So irrespective of the brand name which are subgroups of the group laptops, I would be having the total count of the laptops available. Now change the option set or alter GST details to yes and press enter. So over here you need to provide the GST related information related to laptops. In the description field, enter a meaningful description. You can type laptops and press enter. In the HSN field, enter the HSN number for laptops, which is 8471, and press enter. And for the field taxability, you need to specify whether the product is taxable or nil rated or exempt. So since this product is taxable, select the option taxable and press enter. And in the field integrated tax, you need to specify the GST percentage for this product, which is 18%, and press enter and specify any cess which is applicable on this product. So there is no cess applicable for laptops, so just leave it as 0 and press enter. And Tally will prompt you to save the group creation, so press Y to accept the group creation. Similarly, I created the remaining groups as follows. So all the primary groups are created. Now let's view the groups which we have created. Press the escape key and exit from stock group creation and select the option display over here and press enter and select all items. Okay, so you can see that these are the groups which are existing right now. So now we need to create the subgroups based upon these groups. Now let's create the subgroups. Press the escape key and select the option create, which is under multiple stock groups, and press enter. The screen for multi-stock group creation will appear. In the field under group, you need to specify the group whose subgroups you want to create. So over here, if I specify the group as laptops, then whatever the groups that I will create over here would be subgroup for laptops. So since I don't want to create a subgroup specifically for laptops, and I want to create subgroup for multiple groups, therefore I will select all items over here. So first I will create subgroups for laptops, then followed by desktops, printers, and ink cartridges. So let me create the first stock group as HP laptops. So I want this group to be subgroup of laptops, and I want the quantities to be added. So I will keep this field as yes. Now press enter. Then I will create another subgroup for laptops, which would be Lenovo laptops. So again it would be grouped under laptops. So in this manner you can keep creating subgroups. And you don't have to specify the statutory information like HSN code and the percentage of GST which would be applicable over here, because when you create subgroups and the GST information is already available in main group, then that information will be shared by subgroup as well. So once you set up GST information at primary group level, the same would be shared by the subgroup as well. So after specifying all the subgroups, you need to press Ctrl A to create them. So now let's check what all groups and subgroups which we have. So over here, if we select the option all items, so Tally would display all the primary groups and all the subgroups which we have created. And if you want to view specific groups and its subgroups, for example, if I want to view the group laptops and its subgroup, then I need to select the group as laptops. So over here on the top you can see that for the field under group, the group laptop is selected. So it will display all the subgroups which are created under this group laptops. So this is how you create groups and subgroups in Tally. So now we will proceed to create categories as well. So what are categories? Have a look at these stock items. So if you notice, each product has its own features. So among laptops, there are laptops with i5 processor or i7 processor, and among printers, there are printers which are of cartridge type or ink tank type, and among the ink cartridges, there are black and white ink cartridge or color ink cartridge. So we can classify our stock according to its features. So in Tally, such classification is called categorization. We need to create categories based upon the features of your product. So over here I'll go by the, for laptops I would go by the processor name, or if you wish to do so you can also go by the any other feature. For example, if you want to categorize products based upon the amount of RAM, like 4GB RAM, 8GB RAM, then you can categorize the products accordingly. So it is an individual choice upon which you want to categorize your product. So for the given products, I am going to create the following categories and its respective subcategories. I am going to categorize laptops by its processor type, and along with its processor type, I would be categorizing them according to its RAM size. And I am going to create categories for printers, which would be ink tank printer and cartridge printers. And among these printers, I would subcategorize them into black and white and color type of printers. So the advantage of such classification is that suppose if I would like to know how many laptops with i5 processor are available, then I would be able to generate reports which would display laptops with i5 processor and 4GB of RAM, and i5 processor with 8GB of RAM respectively. And it is not necessary to create subcategories. You would still be able to get reports on how many i5 laptops are available. But with subcategories, you would be able to further filter out your product results. For example, you would be able to get reports like how many laptops with i5 processor and with 8GB of RAM are available. So not just with the processor type, but if you come across queries like if a customer would like to buy a laptop with i5 processor, but he wants the amount of RAM to be 8GB of RAM. So in such case, you can filter out results based upon the subcategories. So this is how subcategories work. So now I will show you how to create the following categories and its respective subcategories. So open Tally. Before we can create categories and subcategories, we need to enable categories in Tally. So by default, categories are not enabled. We need to enable them. So to enable, press the F11 key and select inventory features, and navigate to the option maintain stock categories and change the option to yes, and press enter, and press Ctrl A to save the settings. And now we would be able to create categories and subcategories. To create categories, select the option inventory info and press enter, and navigate to stock categories and press enter, and navigate to create, which is under multiple stock categories. It is a faster way to create categories in multiple creation mode. So select the option create and press enter, and under category select the option all items. So we will first create the main categories and then we would be able to create its respective subcategories. So let me create the categories as follows. We will create the categories for processors. So i3, which is a primary category, i5 again primary, i7 primary, and for printers ink tank printer primary and cartridge printer primary. So after defining primary categories, you need to save them first. So press Ctrl A. So we just created primary categories. Now we would be able to create its subcategories. So again select the option create and press enter. And I want to create various categories, so I would not specify a particular category over here. Otherwise I would be able to create only subcategories for that particular category. So select all items over here and let me specify subcategories for processor types along with the RAM. So I would have laptops with i3 processor and 4 GB of RAM, and it will be categorized under the main category i3. Again I want laptops which comes with i3 processor and with 8 GB of RAM, which would be categorized again under the i3 main category. And similarly I will create the remaining categories. And after defining all the details over here, you need to press Ctrl A to create subcategories.